Tonight, an update to an ongoing KXAN investigation as the wait keeps growing for people in Texas jails needing mental health treatment. The latest state hospital waitlist numbers hit a new record of more than 2,100 people late last month. Right now, about a third of state hospital beds meant for people in jail are offline. Because of that, the lack of workers during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And tonight, KXAN investigator Arzo Dos shares one Texas family's plea to anyone who is thinking of applying for those jobs.
Teresita Gonzalez snaps one photo after another. They're places her son once loved, like Corpus Christi. Memories she worries he's forgotten. So she sends these photos to him in jail as he waits to be moved to a state hospital for competency restoration treatment so he can eventually stand trial.
You don't want to know. You don't sleep at night. You can't eat. Your mind is going 150 miles an hour as a mother, wanting to know what else can I do besides pray.
The mother from the Dallas area says her son suffers from bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and depression. She has asked us not to share his name because she's concerned about his case. In 2017, the 40-year-old was charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault against a public servant and deadly conduct after discharging a firearm.
He did not hurt anyone. He didn't hurt himself.
How long has your son been waiting to be moved from jail to the state hospital?
This second time has been from 2020 to now. The first time he waited a year and a half. That was started in 2017.
Gonzalez says this time around, her son was getting ready to be moved out of a Dallas County jail, but then the pandemic hit.
They keep telling me he has an order to go. There is an order by the judge that he's just to leave when a bed is available at the state hospital.
You know, when you have 600 plus beds that are offline, then it just becomes more of a challenge for us to be able to take people because we don't have the capacity.
The state committee tasked with oversight of the wait list said in a recent hearing the staffing shortage is why the wait list is growing.
In January of 2020, from there to now, we are down about 1,200 staff. And so you're looking at really a large number of vacancies.
It's why the state is now offering hiring bonuses, $5,000 for new registered nurses, $3,500 for licensed vocational nurses, and $2,500 for psychiatric nursing assistants.
These work environments aren't always top of mind for nurses. They often think about hospitals, and yet these settings care for some of the most vulnerable populations and really need competent nurses who have a particular skill set to care for individuals who are in these settings.
The Texas Nurses Association says turnover rates are 25–30% right now, and experienced nurses are retiring, taking a break, or choosing temporary travel assignments.
When we don't have the adequate staff, what is the challenge?
Well, we know that nurses are directly related to outcomes. So what happens when people don't get the care, they don't progress.
We just need people to get hired in the right places.
Gonzalez says she'll keep sending these photos to her son, reminders of happier times. Her favorite ones, this one of his recording studio where he loved to create music, and this one of his cat.
Until you have been there, you will know the pain and the suffering, not only on you, but as I speak to you, my grandchildren see this. My daughter, my son.
Arzo Dos, KXAN investigates.
The state says it's looking into other solutions, including increasing salaries to keep current staff and offering flexible work hours. To explore our coverage of the state hospital wait list in Texas and how to look for other open positions, head to the investigative section at KXAN.com and click on this story.